Attention, citizens of YouTube. Watch Nightwing's full walkthrough on the Cold Heart DLC for Batman Arkham Origins. Do not forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And remember, I would trade 1,000 of my frozen years for your worst day.
Hey, what's happening, Gothamites? Welcome back to Batman Arkham Origins Cold Heart DLC. And we're still live from New York City, which is pretty cool. We had Starbucks today and things like that.
Yep, it was exciting. I walked 3 blocks to find McDonald's, got crazy directions from everyone. By the time I got to McDonald's, breakfast was over. Then I walked 3 blocks back, and there was a Starbucks right across from our hotel.
Breakfast is over. Yeah, so, I know I didn't really do the review aspect the first time, so let's talk a little bit about Cold Heart DLC. It is an open environment, but the difference between that and some of the other stuff is you are confined to just South Gotham, but only part of South Gotham. You can't go to Burnley, and you can't go, of course, across the Pioneers Bridge and some of the other things. But in terms of things to do, there appears to be a lot of thugs to fight, like outside of the main story. So if you want to do some exploring, it's a lot more than Harley Quinn's Revenge, which is very cool. You know, pun intended.
Very cool.
Yeah, I know, it was pretty chilling.
Yeah, for those people that still can't download it, I know it's been really hard to download it. How did you get it or find it?
How did I download it? Those of you that are struggling on the PSN, for whatever reason, Sony does not have it up on the main page, or at least at the time of this recording, it is not up. So what you need to do is go to the add-ons and scroll to where it says all PS3 add-ons, and then like right on the top or the very bottom of the page will be the Cold Heart DLC. Now, if you have Season Pass, it should start automatically when you click on that. If not, it's going to cost you $9, or you know, $10.99, things like that. Or 9.
Yes,
yeah, something
and
like
for
that.
those of you asking about how to download it on Steam, I don't really know.
We don't know. Sorry, I don't. I have a PC.
We don't use Steam that much.
I have a PC that can record games, but right now, all it can record is audio, or not audio, video. So we can't really do much with it, which is a shame. Because I would like to do more PC stuff, since PC is definitely the way to go. Because of all the stuff PC can do. I have a cool graphics card I'm buying that's like $200 and stuff like that. That's really going to help out with our PC footage. But at the same time, I have no way of recording any audio with my HD PVR Rocket, which I love, by the way. It's one of my favorite capture devices, but I just don't know how to utilize it completely yet. But I think in due time, I will be able to.
That's because you're Batman.
I am, well, no, well, I might be. Ba-boom. So, right now what I'm doing is, you could see you're able to take on the Anarchy activists. Anarchy isn't in this. Well, I mean, he has a little cameo from what I've heard, but we'll see that as we go on, probably.
I think they're Earth Day activists, because yesterday was Earth Day.
Earth Day activists.
I like Earth Day. I like planting trees.
Curse you, Greenpeace. Well, I have nothing wrong with
I like
planting
Earth
tree
Day.
for your tomorrow.
I just don't like people like Poison Ivy.
Yes.
But I do like Earth Day. It's fun.
The only complaints that I've heard about the DLC, aside it being pretty short, which I still haven't finished yet, I explored a little bit the environment so I could see how far and where it gets cut off and things like that, and I will be doing a free roam video. I think that this walkthrough will cover 4 episodes in total, like of the actual walkthrough. It's about a 2-hour story, so we post 4 episodes at 30 minutes each. We should be good in terms of that. So we're actually right here at Goth Corp, where we're supposed to go. Now, this building is named something different in Arkham Origins. I don't remember what it is, but the only Goth Corp clue to its existence in the game is something on the back of something. Like, that's the only thing. Can we go in the door right now? Nope, the door is locked. Sucks to be us. When you're doing the Firefly mission, there's something for that.
Oh yeah, that's right, because Firefly and Mr. Freeze did team up in some incarnation. to do something.
I
Forgot.
think it was the 2004 Batman series, which I don't dislike. It was just kind of like martial arts Batman, not so much detective elements or anything like that, which could be a little bit of a pain. But let's see, Diamond District. Oh, there's an Anarchy symbol. We need that, and you could scan Anarchy stuff as well. There we go. So there's one of 12 things that you can scan. Go into Goth Corp. There we go. This is right. And the Extreme Batsuit, I believe it comes later, which everybody thought that you were going to get to use it right away, but Batman will have to come to a point in the game where he can actually use the new suit, which makes sense a little bit if you think about it, because he's using his regular Batsuit right now, and it's all fine. Fine and dandy. And me and directions, we don't do well. Oh, here we go. What do we got over here? We got some troublemakers. Me too. Oh wait, I did something very wrong. Yep, I did something bad.
Oh no.
Get out of here. How are they such good shots? What I just did is that was actually a Predator mission. See how everybody's all highlighted in yellow? That means red alert, they have guns. But no, that was pretty dumb. I didn't take out anybody either. Sadness.
Yeah. So, K-Wing, do you know how closely this storyline follows the Heart of Ice episode of the animated series?
From what I've seen, it is the Mr. Freeze origin that Paul Dini came up with, because Mr. Zero, as he was known in the past, wasn't really that big on stuff.
Yep.
He didn't have a very touching, story. It wasn't a compelling thing. Like, why would Freeze do this kind of stuff? He was just some guy in a Freeze suit,
right?
And he committed crimes where he stole diamonds. Now, some aspects of Freeze taking diamonds has appeared in other incarnations and things like that. I know that the New 52 Freeze is obsessed with collecting, diamonds, and the 2004 Batman series, that Mr. Freeze also collected diamonds.
Yeah, the New 52 changed it really weirdly.
Changed things forever.
So that Nora wasn't even his wife, it's just some person he was obsessed with.
Yeah.
And he was working on cryogenic stuff, and he just became obsessed with her.
Yeah.
So it's much different than the Mr. Freeze that K-Wing and I have come to know and love, but ouch. Yeah, it made Batman sad for me to talk about the new one. Sorry.
Break out the champagne, boys! I think it's gonna be a very, very good year.
Okay, so that's what happens when you try to do a combat style thing in a Predator map. You die.
That's what happens when you talk about the New 52 while Batman can hear you.
Yeah, you die.
He gets distracted and he's like, no, not the New 52. No, I'm sorry. I'm sure a lot of people like New 52. There's some good things about it, but I don't like Mr. Freeze in it. But I just want to say special thanks to our awesome Mr. Freeze at the end of our videos.
Yes,
Nick.
I was gonna plug Nick. Nick is amazing. I coached Nick, like, redefining his Mr. Freeze voice. We spent about 2 weeks getting everything down, I guess you could say.
Yeah, working with K-Wing, I know from experience, he's a perfectionist, so.
Yeah.
But I think Nick is too, so they work very well together.
Nick actually really enjoyed it. We have, I believe we swapped numbers now, so we can stay more in contact when other things happen.
He was also our Joker.
Yep.
And so obviously Nick was doing the animated series Mr. Freeze, which makes sense because this is Cold Cold Heart, which is based on the animated series. So it doesn't sound like the one in this game, but it sounds way cooler.
Yeah, I really like how he did
cooler.
Freeze in this one, because we were collaborating, and in the animated series how they did it is they used a type of like overlay effect that made Mr. Freeze sound kind of like tinny and robotic, like, and they messed around with it like later on in the 2 episodes that he was in.
Yeah.
By the Deep Freeze episode, Mr. Freeze just sounded like he was kind of in an echoey room. They used like a bathroom reverb effect for it.
Yeah.
So what we did is when we were looking around at different effects and things like that, we wanted to go with something else, like more of a scary, chilling voice. So, I mean, he did the voice perfectly, and then the effect that we used was type of like mixed with a cliff, and we overlaid the audio about 3 or 4 times till we got that sound that we wanted, which worked really well. And in some of the different voiceovers that you'll hear him do, I was kind of tight on cash because Uncle Sam basically wiped me out pretty much. I'm living paycheck to paycheck.
Thanks,
like most
Uncle
of you.
Sam.
But
that's not what you can do. What your country
Yeah.
can do for you, but how much taxes you can pay to your country.
yeah, how much Uncle Sam can bleed you dry. But
Yeah.
other than that, it was a pleasure working with Nick again. We are looking forward to doing some stuff with him with Arkham Knight, and he actually did some different voiceovers. Not all of them really came out very well. That was my fault. I actually wrote the script,
So we're working on them.
and it was interesting writing the script because I didn't want to get any like Arnold stuff in it, and I didn't want anything weird to happen. So what I did is I rewatched the 2 episodes that Mr. Freeze was in, and then I also played the Freeze boss battle in the Batman Vengeance. And that's where I got like I'll shatter your body like glass and some other stuff like that. So because it was still the animated series Mr. Freeze, but I borrowed a lot of different elements to combine our Arkham Freeze.
So it's Cortez.
It's Nick Cortez, yep.
Yeah, so it's Nick Cortez. Check out his channel if you need.
It's in the description.
Yes, it's
It
in the
says
description.
it says chilling freeze voice by yeah.
So he
thank you,
actually
Nick.
responded to some of the comments on the first video, so it was really nice.
You're not K-Wing. You're right. That's Nick.
Yeah,
That's
it
who
was
it is.
it was Nick who was responding. That is him, and so if you guys need awesome voiceover work, if anyone does, then you know who to go to. Hopefully he's gonna be famous and be the next Mr. Freeze in the next. I don't know. That would be amazing. But
he can do-
He's definitely gonna go on to do some awesome things.
Yeah, he can do a lot of
I
stuff
can
though.
tell.
It's not just Freeze.
What I-
He's great at Hugo Strange. He can do. I think he can do Scarecrow really well too.
But yeah,
And Mad Hatter especially. He sounds spot on like the Mad Hatter.
Our favorite thing about Nick is he really gets the emotion of the character down, so it's really awesome.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the first person that voiced Mr. Freeze in the animated series, well, not the first person who played
He was
him.
the only person.
The only person who voiced him. His name was Michael Ansara, and this is kind of so Nick pretty much did a tribute to him.
That's the Freeze he likes the most.
Michael Ansara, and he actually has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He was a pretty famous dude. Sorry.
Yeah, we can't hear the audio because our TV doesn't have that option when we're recording.
Okay.
So what we're doing right now is a crime scene.
The officer just chanced upon Penguin's men. He wasn't equipped to deal with this cryotech, but the cryo gun was leaking.
Alright, so we gotta scan some more. Oh, there it is. Scan the coolant.
If I hurry, this trail will lead me right to Penguin's men. Then I can make them tell me where this tech came from.
Psh, Batman interrupting me.
Alfred, Penguin's men are using cryogenic weapons to encase innocent people in ice. I'm going to need the thermal gloves and the XC suit to break them free.
I'll get to work immediately, sir. Any idea where these weapons are coming from?
I'll get that answer when I catch up with Penguin's dealer.
Ah, yes, we have to follow the coolant stuff, or as I like to say it, the ninja blood
Yeah.
from
who,
Arkham City.
Who does Batman think he is? You think this game is named after him or something? Oh wait, it is. Yeah, Batman
We're just
Origins.
gonna take a little.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
Yeah, go back to
Michael
Freeze.
Ansara. I just wanted
I never knew how to say his name though.
I think
it's
that's what it
Ansara?
is. I don't know. That's how I pronounce it.
Sa-
Or Ansara.
Sadly,
Ansara.
he passed away a little while ago though.
Yes. He's been in Alfred Hitchcock movies. He was in episodes of The Lone Ranger, or at least one of them. He was in a movie with Elvis. So I mean, and then obviously
Guy gets around.
Oh, he was in the movie, some other movies like The Ten Commandments, you know, with Charlton Heston and stuff, and Elvis Presley and all kinds of stuff. But he has a star on the Hollywood
Walk of Fame.
Walk of Fame. He definitely has been around, so he's a pretty awesome actor, and so they definitely. He did Mr. Freeze towards the end of his life when he was a lot older, so they got someone really epic to do.
I
Mr.
guess you could call this an Easter egg right where we are. This is the Bank of Gotham, and how it just blew up, and there were thugs like in the shadows, you know, waiting to get away. That's like the opening of Batman the Animated Series. So this is pretty cool. There's really not that many Easter eggs in this, and from what I hear at the end of Cold Heart DLC, there is no indication of what's going to be next for the prequels or anything. And Rocksteady even said recently, which I knew they were going to say, that Arkham Origins is not canon. After Blackgate and some of the other things, they were just like, just so you know, we did our own thing. We only have 3 games in our Batman canon. And those games are Asylum, City, and Arkham Knight. WB Games Montreal did their own thing. We're cool with that, but it's not the same. And I was like, after all the errors in that game, yeah, I could definitely see that would be the only way Rocksteady could be like, okay, this is how Warner Brothers can do their own thing. They can create their own Arkham universe or whatever, but it's no way affiliated with ours anymore. And there were just too many holes. I mean, I don't hate Batman Arkham Origins, but it just has too many plot holes.
It didn't go together with the rest of it, so.
And they didn't even really try. They
that.
just kind of combined everything, and you know.
Yeah, and I forgot the voice of Mr. Freeze in the animated series was also, he played character on Star Trek, so that was fun.
Yeah, he did. He was a Star Trek guy.
Some kind of Commander Kang or something.
Commander Kang, yes.
Yep.
Following the Freeze blood. And
Okay.
I will talk during Gotham Thugs because I don't care. How's it going, guys?
So I have my little lore-inator here. I'm cheating.
Yeah, because
But
she doesn't have my memory.
I can't have the memory, but
We actually have we brought a Batman book with us.
yeah, we have an
But
awesome.
there was just no.
There's a little blurb.
There was nothing about Freeze in there, which I was surprised.
Yeah.
We weren't able to bring our Batman encyclopedia, which, if people are wondering how I'm so versed in things, the things that I can't remember, such as like Silver Age or some Dark Age stuff, I have that, and it helps out. Although I'm pretty versed in the Dark Age, because the Dark Age was like 1987 until 2005, I believe. So right around the Hush arc is when the Dark Age ended and the Modern Age began. And then I guess this is going to be known as the New 52 Age, like for the next thing, next little blurb.
Yep.
I think I gotta go to this.
So yeah, as we were saying, Mr. Freeze, or actually he started out as Mr. Zero, was in Batman Comics number 121. He was created in 1959.
Yep.
In Detective Comics number 373.
Mr. Zero.
In 1968 he was in 373 Detective Comics.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's kind of important.
He was created by Bob Kane. And
Well, Bob Kane and Bill Finger.
Bill Finger,
yeah.
okay.
Bill Finger was the writer. Bob Kane was just the artist.
So yeah.
Although Bob Kane came up with the principle for Batman, Batman's costume was completely different than what Bill Finger decided. So Bill Finger basically came up with the shadowy Zorro-esque thing for Batman. Bob Kane came up with the idea for Batman and the secret identity, but his costume was like very flamboyant red, and he had a domino mask like Robin. So you can see elements of Bob Kane's Batman became Robin. He was also very witty and things like that. And Bill Finger was kind of like, well, you know, that works, but this is the design I had. Batman's kind of like in gray and black, and he's a detective, because the Detective Comics were very big back then and things like that. So that's what he decided to do. And then they took all the stuff for when, I think it was Jerry Robinson came on board. That's when Robin really started to take flight in 1940. So, and they just used some elements of that. Interrogation time.
Yeah, and originally, sorry.
Interrogation time means no talking.
Celebrating the new year in traction.
Okay. He made a deal with Penguin. Weapons in exchange for some stiff. Ferris Boyle. He's in Goth Corp last I saw.
You're lying. Goth Corp doesn't make weapons.
What? No, Goth Corp, I swear. Look, I've got the entry codes.
I'll take those.
I'll take those. Downloading codes now.
It doesn't make sense.
And probably calling Alfred.
Goth
Nope.
Corp involved in weapons tech. There's got to be more to this.
I got a B. Profound sadness. Alright, so let's get out of this frigid wonderland. Gotta go back to Goth Corp using my back grapple. So yeah, Bill Finger, like I said, he came up with the dark idea for Batman, but he did not create Batman.
Okay.
He tweaked the creator's Batman. So that's why, that's how I stand on the issue. I can understand where Bob Kane was coming from, and Bill Finger. At the same time, I think Bill Finger did probably lose some of the billing rights and things like that, and he did a lot of really cool things, but at the same time, it was somebody else's work that he tweaked. Like, Bob Kane approached him to work with him. It wasn't like, haha, I stole Bill Finger's idea. It's like, no, they had a session and, just changed up things.
Yeah. So one thing that was really interesting, I was
Well, bam.
learning about Mr. Freeze was on the 1960s Batman show when he was, I think, was he Mr. Zero?
No,
on
he was
there?
Mr. Freeze in that.
Okay, his
And he had lots of different actors who played him.
Yeah, he did. His alias on there was Dr. Schimmel.
Schimmel? Dr. Schimmel.
And some people played Dr. Schimmel with a German accent, but other people played him with an Australian accent. So
Oh, I was...
Dr. Schimmel had multiple personalities.
Dr. Schimmel
apparently.
sounded Russian to me the first
Oh,
time
really?
I heard.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I read was that it was someone tried to do a German
See,
accent, but apparently it sounded Russian.
I didn't really like the 60s Freeze. He was a joke.
Well, it even says everywhere that I'm reading that he was supposed to be a joke character, like Killer Moth.
Well, if he was created in the 60s, that means he was part of the Silver Age.
Yeah.
And the comics, I forget what it was. It was the comic regulation of the time.
Oh,
the
right.
sci-fi adventures of
Yeah,
Batman.
yeah, yeah.
So they created a lot
They
more
couldn't
colorful
have as many
villains and gadgets and had Batman traveling in space. So Mr. Freeze, it's amazing that Paul Dini was able to do what he was with the character if that character was designed as a goofball to begin with. Like, he got a complete revamp with the animated series.
Yes, and it was wait.
Pretty sure there's gonna be dialogue.
This goes sideways. You come running.
Sure thing, boss.
Okay, so we're in the Goth Corp lobby.
Assuming your friend keeps
I'll wait for these criminals to talk here.
Yeah, we gotta give the criminals some love.
Yes.
Double KO! Well, bam. See you next fall, guys. I like punching guys in the face. And smooth takedown, broken arm. That's gonna leave a mark.
Those men were armed.
Hello, guard.
How'd you do that?
Where are they taking Ferris?
Mr. Boyle? They're heading to the propellant research wing. These guys have been raiding the whole facility.
Do you have the codes to this security door?
No, I don't have clearance. But my boss does. A bunch of them took him to the organics lab, through the lobby.
I'll make sure they don't hurt your boss. Get yourself to safety.
Thanks, guard, for the information.
Yeah, that was great, guard.
So
boss is the closest.
I'll wait till his.
Those
Ah,
guys
he's
have
fine.
the
He's just gonna
organics
repeat
lab.
the same stuff.
It wasn't until 30 years after that television adaptation of good old Mr. Freeze jumping around with his freeze gun that Batman the Animated Series retold the origin story in Heart of Ice, and I believe it won an Emmy.
Yes, it did win an Emmy, but we're gonna save the animated series talk of Mr. Freeze for when we actually see him.
Okay.
'Cause, yeah.
Well, can I say a few things about it or no?
No.
Not even
No.
who it was written by? Okay.
No, because it's gonna be
Okay.
difficult. You know what? I think I need one of these tags here to it'll be really hard for my ADD to remember all the fun stuff I need to talk about when we actually get to Freeze. I want to see if there's any Easter eggs around here. We have... Nope, that's not it. I need a clearance tag in order to bypass this area, so we're just gonna grab this clearance tag
All right.
that belongs to Pamela Isley.
Oh, it's
Pam.
Ivy.
Pam's in Goth Corp? What? No, that's a visitor pass. Guest visitor, Pamela Isley. I wonder what she has to do with this.
Yeah. But I will say, even though I will not talk about the Heart of Ice episode,
is devoted to researching cellular cryogenics in plants. Applications of this research include the ability to grow food in inhospitable environments, and helps us keep donated organs viable for extended periods. The future is exciting here at the People Company.
Here at the People Company. Yeah,
the
really.
People Company.
Now I know Pam's
And that's-
involvement, though. She just, she's helping them develop something with vegetation so that it can survive in environments that plant life really can't grow. That is very interesting.
Just like Batman and Robin. They were
No!
They were
No!
Batman and Robin.
No.
Doing. Isn't that canon?
Let's see what this is.
Goth Corp is researching new types of super cool propellants to help launch our country and the world into the future. Whether it's satellite sensors that help farmers manage their crops, or preparing humanity for the colonization of Mars, Goth Corp is on the bleeding edge of cryotechnology for the betterment of humanity. That's why we're called the People Company.
So ice stuff as a type of rocket fuel? Why not?
Yeah, so I won't mention anything about the storyline of Heart of Ice, but I will say that made a big impact on the comics. The Heart of Ice episode, Mr. Freeze was actually resurrected because he had been killed off in the comics before, and they actually used that backstory of Heart of Ice for every incarnation of Mr. Freeze until the New 52.
Yep. Just gonna sneak up behind these clowns. Do a double takedown. How's it going? Yeah, you know you like it. So these freeze thugs, they're not really that difficult to beat. They're not too hard. I like that they've added like different weapons and things like that. That's pretty cool. But overall difficulty is not too bad for this. Excuse me. Ow. I say that as I get punched in the face. I'm punching me in the face, dude. Really. But Goth Corp seems like it has a very interesting thing in this DLC, which is interesting because, like I said, in the previous part of the story, Arkham Origins, the only thing that appears for Goth Corp is the computers that are used for the bombs that Firefly's trying to blow up the bridge. Like, the building doesn't even exist. It's completely named something different. But Goth Corp had this big presence.
So, why so shy all of a sudden, huh? What happened to that spirit of sharing?
I'm cooperating.
I know. We all got jobs. And my job is to shoot you if I don't think you're telling me the truth.
I told you there are no weapons here. It's just plants, tissue research.
Yeah, you said.
Then you believe me?
You know what? I do believe you. But to be honest,
We're just gonna take this guy out. This looks like a nasty room, so... Anyway, gamers, that's gonna conclude this part of the Batman Cold Hard DLC. Join us tomorrow as we take on this crazy Predator map. Until then, God bless, happy gaming, Freeze, take us out.
Impressive, Batman. This ending would move me to tears if I still had tears to shed. Remember to like and share this video with your peers, or I'll shatter your frozen body like glass.